mention about the man whose name is Nicodemo, and he's the teacher of the Jews, and he is very he tried to keep their law very much. But when did he visited Jesus? Night, right? So, but today is what's happening in noon. Jesus proclaimed the gospel, and then when Jesus and his disciples passed the land of Samaria, and Jesus took the rest near the well. It's called Jacob's well. And then at noon, a lady brought her jar to draw the water from the well. And then it is not usually ladies come early in the morning to draw the water, but that woman came to the lady came to the well at noon. Why? Because she wanted to hide her himself during the noon. Nobody came to the well to draw the water. At that time she came, and then Jesus was there, and Jesus asked her, "Please give me some water," because Jesus hadn't had anything to draw the water. And then now listen to it. We handle the water. Just water comes out. But at that time, to draw the water, what people do, draw something and then carry it out. And then Jesus talked with her and about you are talking, I'm a living water, and said the lady and Jesus talked each other, and then Jesus asked her, bring your husband, and then said she couldn't bring her husband because she married several times, and then so the person who lived with her is not her husband. And then she realized that Jesus is a special person. He knows everything, and then she accepts there's something from him, and then she put her jar near the well, and then she went back to his town. Usually she hid herself from the people, but at the moment she went back to the town, and then I made some mess here, and then bring people to Jesus. Then what's happening? First, just the people came to Jesus because of her, but then people asked Jesus to stay for 2 days there and then listen Jesus' word, and then they accept Jesus. I'm going to show some picture. Could you open the... Not that one. Now, could you cross it? I don't use it. Okay, and okay, right, that's all. Have you used this pump before? Have you used? Oh, George, you have that.
First 9 years of my life. That's the only way I know.
How about George? You used before? Jinya-san, have you used before this one?
No.
No. Sally? Philip, you have used it this way before?
I think
You think?
my child,
When you were a child.
baby.
So, let me see. What's going on?
무슨
Right. Have you experienced it? If you try to draw water, this one, but water didn't come out. Have you experienced it before? So I'm going to show some video. Even this one, sometimes it's never. You cannot make the water, and then I will show you some video. Okay, and then I make it large. And could you pray?
Whenever you like to go. Have you ever wondered what it means to prime a pump? It's a metaphor that's used in economics fairly often, especially in the Great Depression. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the president at that time, started the New Deal, and he used to say in his fireside chats that you had to prime the pump, meaning you had to put money into the economic system for it to work right. In those days, everybody knew what priming the pump meant. Now many people don't. This is a pump, a working pump, that doesn't work. It doesn't work because the seal between the piston and the cylinder is not airtight, and the check valve is not airtight. So it doesn't suck the water up until I make that airtight. I'm going to pour water down in a little funnel-shaped top of the pump to allow it to prime, to make the seal. And once the pump is primed, it works fine. There's another thing you might look at here, and that is that we're pumping the water into permeable concrete. This would be used in driveways and parking lots so that the water will percolate down through the concrete and into the groundwater, just like it used to before we paved everything. Before, when it would rain, the water would come down and go in the ground and go down into our aquifers. Once we pave them, it runs off into the bay. So now the code requires that we not have the water run off of our property. And one way is to have the paved surfaces permeable. So now you know what it is to prime a pump.
Thank you. So, what is Jesus is like? What is Jesus like? The water, the guy. It's the pump. When pump doesn't work, he poured little water. Then it tightened the cylinder and the pump, and then make compound. And I think that Jesus is the water he put in at first to make the pump well. It's priming water, and then the water get into, and then but after that it just threw away And without the small amount of water, it gave up himself. The pump doesn't work. The pump couldn't catch the water. Like, I think Jesus is the prime water for us. Through the Jesus walk in our life, and then make water deep inside the line. It's water like a line. Just come, bring to the outside, and then share to the everyone. So Jesus is the for us prime water. Also, nowadays we couldn't see the Jesus, we couldn't meet the Jesus, but Jesus said to us, He will send the helper of God. It is the Holy Spirit we call it. The God of Spirit help us to know about God, to realize about God. Even we very hard to pray or cannot love each other or even love myself. So when we ask the help to the Holy Spirit, and it came like the priming water, and then the water will revive us again and again. Jesus is the prime water. He sacrificed himself to sacrifice himself to love us. And it is just remember prime water, priming water. 今日